will be a lot of excitement and inspiration. Welcome to our fourth Blue Mission BANOS arena. My name is Angela Schulzin. I'm the Managing Director of the Sabrina Network, and I have also the pleasure to be the coordinator, the lead manager of Blue Mission BANOS. And allow me to sort of start on a personal note, because we had wonderful arenas, inspiring events in Gothenburg. We have been exactly 1 year ago during the same day where it was snowing outside in Riga. And last November we were in Amsterdam, and all these arenas, these events were really sort of a great pleasure, and I think they brought a lot of inspiration, and they really sort of inspired stakeholders to sort of take on board the EU mission, Restore Our Oceans and Waters. But I have to admit, this area, Sopot, is sort of a special place for us, because it has been here where more than 10 years ago the Sabrina Network has been created, with actually the Maritime Institute in Gdansk acting as one of our key founders, who have ever remained to be one of our full members ever since. So it has special connotations and vibes, this place here, and I hope that we will actually also sort of walk out of this place on Wednesday with, many more inspirations. So Blue Mission BANOS is actually also the signature project, the signature initiative of the Sabrina Network and its members and its plentiful of partners, because it is actually the overarching initiative where we support the European Commission in implementing the EU mission Restore Our Oceans and Waters in the Baltic and North Sea lighthouse area, in order to achieve its three key objectives. So to turn the blue economy more carbon neutral and circular, but while also to reduce pollution and increase biodiversity. And therefore, in a shortcut, to sort of foster the blue economy as well as the blue environment. And I know that quite a number of you in this room may think that this is sort of, that these are conflicting goals, that this is not possible. But I hope that over the course of these 1.5 days' time, we will be able to jointly show to each other that this is possible if we have sort of a very well coordinated set of actions. Actions which really are coordinated between research, policy making, legislation, finance, business, innovators, and of course also society. Actions which are really coordinated across the sectors, and actions which are coordinated across all the levels. So between what we are doing at European level, sea basin level, national level, as well as, of course, the sub-regional local level. Because this is where our arenas are coming in. Where are these actions taking place? When we started off 2 years ago with Blue Mission BANOS, we said, well, we have to bring the EU mission to the places where the actions are taking place, where the actions are, in a sense, put into the water, and where, therefore, actors have to really work in a coordinated way. And this is what we try to achieve here with this arena in Sopot, in Poland, where we hope that you, as stakeholders, will sort of inspire your colleagues, that you will get inspired by your colleagues in terms of the ideas, the plentiful of projects, the innovations, the pilot actions, which are already existing, perhaps here, but perhaps also elsewhere, and to see which kind of these ideas we can pick up, you can pick up, in order to sort of really implement them in a coordinated way here in Poland, as well as the South Baltic. And I think Sopot is a good place, because I'm sure that many of you already walked out 5 minutes to the beach, and that you were, however, also then seeing the ships passing by to the ports. But I think that today is also a good time to have this event in Sopot. And this is where my colleague Magdalena is coming in from NCBR, because it was you who sort of said already 2 years ago, when we started off with BlueMissionBANOS, Angela, you have to change your time schedule. We had originally thought that this place, or that this event would take place in the next half year, but she said, no, we have to have it in the first half of 2025, because this is when Poland is having the EU presidency. So it's the window of opportunity to sort of also inspire politics. And with that, I would like to give the word to Magdalena.
Thank you so much, Angela. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Magdalena Bema-Grzejewska. I'm director of the National Contact Point for Horizon Europe Department, functioning in the structures of the National Center for Research and Development. It is, of course, a great pleasure and honor to welcome you in the charming city of Sopot in Poland, the city which is actually one of my absolutely favorite destinations in our beautiful country. It is also a huge satisfaction for me, because exactly 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to welcome the participants of the first Blue Economy Baltic Forum in the closest neighborhood in Gdańsk. And here we are at the opening of the second event of the series, marking a 2-year period of intensive efforts devoted to boosting the blue economy in the Baltic Sea region. I'm happy to represent the NCBR, which is the largest R&I funding agency in Central Europe, a true hub of the Polish innovation system. And we do innovate. We innovate also when it comes to events. The second Blue Economy Baltic Forum joined forces with Mission Arena for this year. Thank you, Angela, and the great Submariner network team for bringing that amazing networking event to the Baltic region. By co-organizing this event with BlueMissionBANOS and the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, we aim to leverage the collective expertise and resources of our partners to foster innovative solutions and collaborative efforts towards achieving the goals of the EU mission, Oceans and Waters. All 5 European missions are certainly important to us, but 2 years ago, here in Tricity, I have signed the mission Restore Our Oceans and Waters Charter on behalf of the NCBR, being an NCP coordinator for FP Horizon Europe for Poland. And I think that actually the second forum is the best proof that we have taken this gesture very seriously in our agency. Ladies and gentlemen, this year is unique, and this event is special also for some other reasons. We have been honored with the patronage of Polish Presidency of the Council in the EU. But there is more. We also have the patronage of Polish Minister for Science and Higher Education, as well as representation of European Commission in Poland. And to all I wish to thank. Talking about the presidency, security is Polish presidency motto this year, and also, as you may know, an important subject in Horizon Europe calls. Research on security of marine critical infrastructure is one of the sessions later today, where Horizon Europe projects will be featured with our prominent guests from Polish Naval Academy, Gdynia Military University of Technology, and Poznań Supercomputing and Networking Center. Baltic Sea region is pivotal for addressing key blue economy challenges such as shipping, maritime security, and sustainable food production. In just a few weeks in May, new calls in Horizon Europe will open up from areas such as blue economy, energy, waterborne transport, port infrastructure, biodiversity, and many more. We have done a perfect timing as regards these calls, and this event here is a perfect opportunity for networking and maybe meeting your future project partners. I'm here with my outstanding team of Horizon Europe National Contact Points, Magdalena, Karolina, and Ada. And I invite you all to check with us upcoming funding opportunities during this very event. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you all a wonderful time in Sopot and, of course, a very inspiring conference. And now let me welcome on the stage Mr. Michał Goszczyński, Deputy Director of the Department for Innovation and Development at the Polish Ministry of Science and Higher Education, who represents the Minister today.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. Unfortunately, Mr. Mowczyński, who was supposed to open the conference, was not able to join us today because she was just in Osaka, in Japan, opening the Science Week there, and she did not manage to return on time for this event to take place today. So it's on me to welcome you all on behalf of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education in Poland, and on behalf of the Polish Presidency in the EU Council, as I'm the head of the presidency when it comes to research and innovation. So the events connected with these important topics are in my current portfolio. And I'm really glad that we can welcome you all here in Sopot. It's very important for the Ministry of Science and Higher Education to see this many people interested in this topic. The Baltic region is very important for Poland, of course, and for the Ministry more and more so, as we currently are trying to involve ourselves and directly involve our higher education and research institutions in many projects concerning Baltic Sea and water. As such, we are currently trying to compose a very big consortium as part of the Eighth Water competition for European Institute for Technology and Innovation. And Baltic Sea will be very important for this in this endeavor. So we see this opportunity to meet to exchange information between people here as very important to us as the ministry. So once again, I'm glad to be here. I warmly welcome you in Poland for those who are outside of our country, and I hope this event will be as eye-opening as it should be for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. And actually, luckily the slide says it all, so you already know who's coming, because it is, in fact, really important to what we said, to bring the mission to the region. So, and however, the European Commission nowadays takes carbon neutrality so seriously that it is actually very difficult sometimes to convince the travel power of the European Commission to come. And that's why we are very, very happy, Jacques, that you are here representing the mission secretary, the DG Mare part. Jacques, the word is for you.
Hello. Good afternoon. So I would like to thank you very much for the invitation to the Polish authorities and to the BlueMissionBANOS for organizing this event today. So it's not, I don't think it's about carbon neutrality, but also to the huge number of events that are always taking place at the same time. So I would like to really apologize from our mission managers, Kestutis Saluskas, who could not come today. It was at the last Mission Arena. I was at the first Mission Arena in Göteborg, and unfortunately I missed the further edition, so I'm really happy to be there today, and I look forward to interesting discussions. And also to visit, if time allows, visiting outside, because it looks very nice. First time I'm here. So I would like to thank you all very much for your engagement in the mission Ocean and Waters. Since 2021, with the mission, we have set very ambitious but necessary course towards a more sustainable and resilient blue economy. And we have now 67 projects ongoing. There will be 12 projects that will start. The earliest under the work program 24 will start next week. So all these projects that are being launched under the mission work program, they have a huge potential to drive meaningful change in marine sustainability, in ecosystem regeneration, economic innovation. However, their success depends on translating research into actionable policies, so bridging the gap between innovation and industry and ensuring also financing and institutional support. So this is why what you are doing under the Basin Lighthouse CSA, so in the BlueMissionBANOS and the other 3 mission lighthouse, is essential. And I was looking at the roadmaps from the past 3 arenas, so I see that through these areas you are building a comprehensive guide for tangible change in the Baltic and North Sea region, so mapping all existing initiatives, trying to detailing the lessons learned, the knowledge that can be transferred, and also identifying the remaining issues to be tackled in the region for the effective deployment of the mission. So this is exactly what we want to do. It's at the heart of the mission, this inclusive and participatory approach. The solutions have to be forged collectively with input and a sense of ownership from all the relevant actors. Monitoring and evaluation of what we are doing is also very important. We need to properly understand how the mission project and all the activities, in particular the charter actions, it was mentioned before, all these activities contribute to tangible and lasting transformation toward healthier marine ecosystems, resilient coastal communities, and a thriving blue economy. So now we are entering into the second phase of the mission. We must focus on scaling innovative, high-impact solutions in all basin lighthouse. So evolving beyond research-driven initiative into more policy-shaping, market-ready solutions to redefine the future of our ocean. We need to leverage investments from other sources than Horizon Europe, and also address this innovation and investment gap to maintain the competitiveness and accelerate the regeneration, decarbonization, and circularity of the blue economy. So, stakeholder engagement in the mission in its lighthouse, including the collaboration with member states and regions, is crucial for the success. We need to transform this engagement into outcomes that are concrete and measurable. So, now talking about the future, the near future is that in 2 weeks, so it has already been pre-published, we will have the Horizon Europe Work Programme 25 with a topic for the renewal of the 4 basin lighthouse coordination and support actions. So what we want there is to build on and enhance the outcomes stemming from the action implemented in the current lighthouse CSAs with support to basin-specific activities, but that time implementing all mission objectives. So instead of having one specific objective for a lighthouse, and also developing further solutions that are needed for the replication and the scale-up during this second phase, and also strengthening basin-scale cooperation and governance, the link with national liaison officers, etc., I would say maybe the menu is huge for these lighthouse CSAs, but I'm sure that that we will get very good proposals. In 6 weeks from now, because you are all aware, we have now this geopolitical landscape which is changed a lot since the mission implementation plan was published in 2021. Therefore, our policy priorities must also evolve to reflect this. So in 6 weeks from today, the Commission will present the European Ocean Pact. That will be an opportunity to give all what is done here in the mission a new dimension. Commissioner Cadiz said last month at the Mission Forum in Brussels that the mission Ocean and Waters is already an essential element of the Ocean Pact. So this pact will be a bold commitment to the ocean that places coherence, integration and collaboration at the heart of our governance. It will focus on a competitive, sustainable blue economy, maritime security, ocean health and productivity, marine research, knowledge, innovation, skills and literacy, international ocean governance, and it will have a specific focus on the resilience and opportunities for coastal communities and islands. So this pact will be an umbrella communication. It will set the overall context, and to make things more concrete, it will include a roadmap with concrete initiatives to implement all the measures over the course of this Commission mandate. And one of these initiatives will be the EU Ocean Research and Innovation Strategy that will build on this mission Ocean and Water and reshape and expand its objective. So we will start the stakeholder consultation and dialogues soon after the summer break, so just after the Ocean Pact is published, and our aim is to present the strategy before the end of next year. So what we want to do with the strategy is to align the objectives of the Ocean Pact and feed into its policy and initiatives. Our aim is to continue scaling new technologies, knowledge and data to bolster the competitiveness of the European blue economy, support innovative business models, create new jobs and strengthen Europe's global leadership. So that's all what I wanted to say this afternoon. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to very fruitful discussions.
Thank you, and I hope that also these 1.5 days will contribute to sort of, this research agenda and the points to make. With that, I would like to give the word to Jacek Zaucher to give us actually a keynote on where do we actually stand when it comes to the blue economy and the blue environment here in Poland and the South Baltic, before we then actually go into discussions on where we want to be. And it's a particular pleasure, Jacek, that you are giving this keynote, us having cooperated already for more than 21 years. Okay?
Okay. Don't remind my age, please. Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity to tell about mainly Polish blue economy. I must apologize because I hate formal suits, but this is so important event, and my colleague from Netherlands, she celebrates also her birthday, so I decided to do this. Okay, so about Polish economy. Next slide. So as you can see, Polish blue economy is growing. Even after pandemic, it's a huge increase. But if we are looking a lower side, so if we are looking on the share of blue economy in the share of Polish gross value added, you can see that it's not such a nice picture. There was a growing trend before pandemic, and then we have definitely, we have expansion, but not so fast as the rest of the Polish economy. Perhaps it's a problem that Polish economy is growing too fast. But we can see here some problems. Next slide. And if you are looking on the biggest sectors in the Polish economy, unfortunately, it's extremely traditional, land-based. Which is the biggest? Is tourism, shipbuilding, definitely. We have also processing of fish and Norwegian fish, by the way. So this is strength of Polish economy. But if you scratch a little bit, we can find some promising signs. So let's go. Here, next slide. And here you can see that even this traditional economy is really important for development of entire Poland. This was shocking for me when I made this research, how we influence other regions in Poland. And you can see different types of, because it's direct effect, which means in terms of creation GDP, and total effect. Total effect means that blue economy is creating demand for other products, and also people employed there, they buy some other economy. So this total effect of maritime economy is so fascinating because in the regions which are far away from the sea, it's more than 4 or 5% of GDP, which is because of the blue economy in Poland. Next one. And here you can see that Poland is among few Baltic countries with a strong local competitiveness advantages. Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, the only one. So we have a sectors, for example, like this building of leisure boats, which is, by the way, very innovative sector. So all those sectors, they show that it's a kind of also ports, shipping. They have a kind of local advantages. Next. But now about innovative thinking about blue economy. Because usually when we think about the blue economy, we are talking about this typical sector, shipbuilding, fishery, tourism. But look on the right-hand side. We must also think what we receive for free from the sea, all those ecosystem services. It's also a part of blue economy. And now, one of the most innovative researchers done here in Sopot by my colleague from Polish Academy of Science, they ask people, what sea means for you? How sea is important? What is the emotional attachment? And you can see this map. And this is a new way of thinking, innovative thinking, how this economy matters. Because if you look more deeper, this is an extremely important picture. Why? Because it attracts people here to live permanently. Gdańsk, Gdynia, Sopot, they are the cities, the happiest cities in Poland, and the cities, you know, with people with high skills and very well educated. Why? Because we have the sea. Next slide. And now, what was the game changer? The first game changer in Poland was this maritime spatial plan, which was done by my institute. And here in this plan, we opened offshore. We opened offshore for new uses. So it was totally new thinking. And as you can see here, I want to bring to you not only opening of the offshore, but also an issue of multi-use. Why? Because if you look on this, Polish sea is small. So if we want to use it in an efficient way, we must take care how to do it in a very wisely. And then one more issue, which was brought by this plan, is the social sustainability. Who gains and who pays the cost of development of maritime economy? And this is also a very, very important issue in relation to development of blue economy. Next slide. And the real game changer, because of the plan, you can see what will happen. Offshore energy. And this offshore energy is important for Poland because of that we can fulfill all those obligations we have, but also you can see, and if you are looking for the targets, they're extremely large. So in a few years, I hope that 1/3 of Polish energy will be produced here on the sea. And you can see that we are searching for new areas. So the demand is bigger than what was in the plan. This deep green is showing this research for new areas for offshore energy. Some of them can be difficult because we need new technologies, for example, floating. Here is this innovation which we need, but also perhaps we need some changes in our Polish legislation. Okay, but this is a real game changer. Next slide. And I want to finish my presentation with the history. Because I'm old, yes, as Angela told me. So I have so-called institutional memory. And I want to say you that all what you can see now, this plan, those floating desires, that we want to have this floating offshore, and all this would be impossible without very dense collaboration here in this part of the Baltic Sea region. So, first of all, we must thanks to EU Commission, thank you very much, because all of those projects, they were funded. But thanks to this project, we accumulated a huge experience, and we have a forum for discussion, what is really necessary in terms of development of the blue economy. Okay, so this is a history mainly to maritime spatial planning related, but this, as I said, this plan opened offshore. Okay, next slide. And what Angela told, here you can see, this was the Submariner project, which was executed here, and here you can see the first compendium when we looked for innovative ways of using the sea. It was a breakthrough, it was a huge opening. This document had an unbelievable impact on our thinking, and I'm very happy because here with us are two main co-authors or editors, Angela and Magda. So you can see, and I will show you only one example. Can we go to the next slide? So today, we discussed different types of the sea uses, one of the macroalgae, and here you can see that it's now the reality. So our scientists, they are using this inspiration, and they are really great. I took a random example. I didn't want to take it from here, from Gdańsk, I took from Szczecin. Okay, that was the reason, but to be balanced, because Polish is now big. So look what they are doing. They are using algae for very different purposes, but also for energetic purposes, and we have some other examples how it can be used. But energy storage from algae is something very, very innovative. Perhaps it was even financed by you, but I'm not sure. Okay, next slide. So, what I want to say, Submariner was established here. This was a very important part of development of the blue economic thinking, so I want to thanks for this possibility, which was financed by the EU, definitely. And I want to say that this is a course of subsequent development. So I only hope that in the future we'll be able to continue this dialogue. Last slide, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello again. I have a double pleasure this afternoon. I was not only supposed to welcome you, but I'm also the host of this introductory panel, because we are setting the scene for the whole event. So let me introduce and welcome my eminent guests for this panel. Michał Goszczyński, again, once more, Deputy Director, Department of Innovation and Development, Polish Ministry of Science and Higher Education. Mr. Peter Grunwald, Federal Ministry of Education and Research, Germany. Mr. Angelo Boncompagni, Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. Professor Krzysztof Czeplewski, Director of Maritime Institute, Gdynia Maritime University. And Director of Institute of Oceanology of Polish Academy of Sciences, Professor Jan Marcin Węsławski. Sauka will represent his absent director. So, hello again. Ladies and gentlemen, such an outstanding group of panelists and only 30 minutes for this panel. It is really a challenge. For the first round, I'd like to ask you for a 3-minute intervention relating to R&I activities run or supported by your organization in the context of international cooperation, because that's what brings us actually here today. Mr. Koszczyński, please.
Okay. So only 4 minutes, yeah? So of course, Ministry of Science and Higher Education is very, I would say, involved in many opportunities for research and innovation community. But maybe I'll concentrate on what we have on our agenda right now, so the Polish presidency. And the motto of the Polish presidency when it comes to research and innovation is openness and synergy, which is very important when it comes to international cooperation. So we try to, for our events, for our work in the EU Council, facilitate more and more openness of the framework program and to give access to as many actors as possible to the program, of course including concentrating on our higher education and science community throughout Europe. So this is an important topic for us at the ministry. We try to facilitate international cooperation of our entities, research institutes, universities, other higher education institutions. But it also connects with synergy that I mentioned, that we'd like to see more and more cooperation, not only when it comes to universities cooperating with small and medium enterprises or universities cooperating between themselves, but also the way that the funds are used for the research and innovation when it comes to international cooperation. So linking the possible funding solutions between the Horizon program, the framework program, and the other funding instruments that are available in the member states. We'll also try to do it ourselves in Poland, and we're currently exploring many other options. So I would say that this is a very important topic, the international cooperation when it comes to research and innovation in trying to increase the competitiveness of Europe is extremely important. So I could talk for about 1 or 2 hours just on the how it could affect competitiveness, but I also want to give floor to other speakers, so maybe I'll just stop at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So I will continue not for 2 hours, hopefully only for 2 or 3 minutes. My name is Peter Grönwald. I represent the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research. This ministry is located more in Bonn and Cologne as the Rhine River and not in Berlin. So I'm coming from a place quite away, quite a long distance away from the Baltic Sea. Nevertheless, I'm very much interested in Baltic Sea research, and we in the Federal Research Ministry very much support in Baltic Sea questions. One example is the Baltic Sea Research Institute, which is located in Rostock-Warnemünde, also on the Baltic Sea. It's also a nice place, but not as nice as Sopot, but quite similar, and I'm quite often there. Therefore, I'm very much involved in Baltic Sea research, but only on a general ministerial level. And yes, and we are also involved in the BlueMissionBANOS project. We support projects in the framework of the fourth mission arena here, and I participated already in the third mission arena in Amsterdam. The other one I missed, but I'm happy to be here in Sopot. It's a pleasure for me to be in Poland only for the third time in my life. Yes, and what do we do at the national level? We have set up a governance structure for all 5 EU missions, but in particular for the ocean mission, we installed an interdepartmental coordination group between all the relevant 5 German missions, with the Ministry for Environment, the Ministry for Transport, the Ministry for Agriculture, and the Ministry of Economics. And in this working group, we try to exchange about the mission objectives, and we try also to increase the German contributions to the mission charter in order to foster cooperation between marine-related issues and also freshwater issues, because the ocean mission is not only on the ocean and the Baltic Sea and freshwater and all the things, the partly bad things what the rivers are bringing in are connected, of course. And therefore, we try to combine freshwater-related research issues and ocean-related research issues, which is not always quite easy because we are also fragmented in different divisions. Therefore, it's better to cooperate. And we have to do it on regional level, national German level, and of course, European level. Yes, we use this interdepartmental working group to streamline national and EU activities. And we also support and discuss measures by the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership and what we do by the Joint Programming Initiative JPI Oceans. We try to combine these different European measures. Yes, and the future task is a better integration of the regions and establishing a national mission hub. We will also discuss, or we discussed already, the new coming Ocean Pact. Jacques Dissal informed about the Ocean Pact, and I am quite happy to hear that it's not only a frame, or that it will not be only a frame, but that a roadmap will be presented by the Commission, and also a stakeholder consultation will follow. We will see how the Ocean Pact will be presented. I think it will be published at the Nice UNOC 3 conference in June. This will be an important event for all the researchers and all the people having to do with marine research. Yeah, my last word refers to our third interdepartmental group, which we had 4 weeks ago. We had a video message by John Bell, the director of the Healthy Planet division at the European Commission. And he said at this interdepartmental group that the establishment of the mission lighthouses is one of the success stories of the Ocean and Waters mission, and that the BlueMissionBANOS project, with the now 4th mission arenas, has contributed significantly to the objectives and to reaching the goals of the whole EU mission. So congratulations from my side, but this were the words of John Bell. Yes, I'm excited to see how the discussions here will follow. I'm glad to participate, and I look forward to lively discussions. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Magdalena, and all of you for your presence and participation. My name is Angelo Boncompagni for the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, which is a network of 74 partners from more than or almost 30 countries, and including the participation of the European Commission, which co-finances this initiative at 30% under the umbrella of Horizon Europe. The coordination is of the Ministry of Universities and Research of Italy, which I do represent in the Brussels office, together with my colleagues from Norway, Germany and France, just to take care of the international and the European dimension of this partnership. Indeed, the idea is precisely to promote the cooperation of the existing initiatives and to create a stronger unity of intents among the different European policies. As you know, the blue economy is a very fragmented sector, and that's why we operate above all at the regional level. And this is also the reason why we are here today as Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. Thanks to Angela for this cooperation, which continues the previous cooperation we had in Amsterdam for the North Sea. This is our fourth regional workshop. As you know, tomorrow we will be hosted by IOPAN for the regional workshop of the Sustainable Blue Economy. And we are very glad to meet the stakeholders from this very specific region of Europe, one of the 5 sea basins of Europe, which has a specific characteristics. And we would like to meet both the private and the public sector, and also, of course, the research community, to improve our intervention areas. I mean, a characteristic of the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership is going from the strategic vision of the SRIAS to the intervention areas, which are declinated annually in the annual joint call, which now also includes some additional activities such as the creation of a regional portfolio whose aim is to pull together some of the existing financing instruments in the blue economy. And I would like also to add that 11 out of the more than 20, almost 30 projects which have been selected for the last call we issued see the participation of institutions from this region, and most of them are also led by Baltic institutions from the Baltic countries, and we are very glad for this. Now we are here to listen each other, to cooperate together, and to continue to facilitate the immersion of EU ocean policy, which is, I mean, amongst one of the priorities of the current European Commission, and we would like to give our contribution to this. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jan Marcin Węsławski. I am the head of the Institute of Oceanology, which is next door. Hopefully you will see it tomorrow. And we are a typical Academy of Sciences institute dealing with a so-called blue sky or blue ocean science. So we are far away from the industry, we are far away from business, we are studying the basic phenomena. And when it comes to the question of innovation, what comes to my mind is that our institute is very much involved. Almost half of our budget comes from EU projects. We are very much involved recently in something I consider innovative, which is considering socio-cultural phenomena in the knowledge about the sea. And part of this was also interesting. We are more than 200 employees in my institute, And we checked with some other large entities like universities around us or Sea Fisheries Institute. We checked what is the balance between the women and men in science. And it turns out that nowadays it's completely identical. There's equal number of degrees, rewards, projects, etc., with a very strong difference. All the stories, all the narrative about the sea comes from men, like here. So the women are doing equally good all the...
They are leading us.
Yeah, but they're not visible in terms of the narrative. All the marine narrative comes from men, or 99%, so to say, at least in our country. And we are trying to overcome this and to show, to give a floor to the women to present and to tell the story about the sea, because the view is really different. I'm a marine ecologist myself with more than 40 years working in the Arctic mainly, and I see how my colleagues, females, how differently they see the same environment and the same phenomena. So I believe that socio-cultural dimension also, it includes the question of art in science. It's very important as part of a new view of the sea. Thank you.
Thank you. So I represent another scientific center here, a little bit different because we are much more applied oriented. It's Maritime Institute, it's part of the Maritime University of Gdańsk, but it's really great to have all those different scientific backgrounds together, because when we did a plan, we asked Jan, what do you think about maritime plan? And he said, it's rubbish, it's not very innovative. So it was really important. So about Maritime Institute, 200 researchers from very, very different background, starting from, ecologists, chemists, navigators, spatial planners, whatever. Now, very interdisciplinary research and very applied-oriented research, based mainly on the project. I don't know whether you can, Mark, can you show our proud, because the director will kill me, this offshore center. Because we have offshore center in the, no, this director speech. Okay, so offshore center, oh yes, you can see it. So we have a huge building with a laboratory with all those equipment, and it was open 2 years ago. Oh, 1 year, something like that. Okay, now, Submariner. Submariner is a very important part of us, because we are founder of Submariner, and we think that majority of our innovation comes because of the participation in these international projects. And yes, and we would say that this Submariner contribution to development of blue economy without any question, so we appreciate this possibility. Now, 3 issues about our strengths. Yeah, first, I talked about maritime spatial planning, of course. That's what I did myself. But look, with Magda, of course. So look, what is interesting, because a piece of research, because it was done by researchers, now is a piece of legislation. So it was formally adopted by the Polish government. The second issue is, all documentation for marine investments. So we are doing it. We are crowding the sea. So we are helping to do all those geomorphological, hydrological, oceanographic documentation. But we have also the third leg, a very specific animal with 3 legs. So the third leg is ecology. And we support Polish government, definitely in managing, but also looking what is happening in this precious environmentally valuable areas, but also we are helping in mitigating some other ecological risks, for example, those related to the Second World War, because we have a lot of wrecks which now are decaying, so we try to help with this as well. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very good timing, so thank you very much for having respected so far, so politely, this very strict time discipline. And now, for the second round, please share with us just a short input of action points for the South Baltic. What is most urgent and most needed to address in building development plans for the South Baltic? Please, Director. Questions? Once more.
Yeah. As I said, the Baltic region is a very important research object, I would say, also for the Ministry of Science and Higher Education. And I don't want to state some secrets, but like I said in our opening speech, we are trying to concentrate more and more on the Baltic region, including the options to allocate more funds to startups, research initiatives connected with Baltic region or water in general. However, we do not see water research planned without the Baltic region. So I would say that this will be an important element of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education policy in the coming years. However, I would say also that from our perspective, for the research of what is in the Baltic Sea is extremely important. So what we can encounter and what we can utilize, some remnants of the history that is hidden in the Baltic region. So I would say that the research of this particular element of the Baltic Sea would be an important topic for us. And we are trying to find more opportunities for our research entities to involve themselves in this particular issue. So, remnants of the history in the Baltic region, if I may, put it in one sentence, an important part.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, there are several urgent priorities in marine research concerning the Baltic Sea. We all know about eutrophication and nutrient pollution. We know about biodiversity loss and habitat degradation. But I think what is very relevant and important in the moment is the pollution from contaminants and legacy munitions. This is an urgent problem. It's high on the political agenda, of course. And there exists a good project supported by the European Union, Horizon Europe. It's a minesweeper project which started last October, if I remember correctly. And it's a project where, for example, Poland, other countries surrounding the Baltic Sea and Germany work together. From the German side, it's the GEOMA Research Institute situated in Kiel, leading the action, and also JPI Oceans, the Joint Programming Initiative in Brussels, is involved. Therefore, I gave this example. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From the side of the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, having a look to the region, we see, among others, two important issues. The first is precisely the pollution you already quoted, which is very important from our angle under the profile of the blue bioresources, the blue food, which is most of the half of our financing of the programs, and also from the side of the digital twins of the ocean, a very important issue which is going to be developed all over Europe, but which I think in this specific region has a special vocation. Also, in view of the second point, which is the current international situations, which bring us to speak about security and defense, which is not only a military issue. It's also something which strictly involves the blue economy. And I think of, some aspects related to the coastal resilience, for instance, which involves I mean, I wouldn't say the civil population, but let's say our daily life as European citizens. And this implies, also the need for individuating a dual use of the marine infrastructures. These aspects are, of general interest in Europe because, the seas and oceans are the longer external border of Europe, but specifically in this region, due to the geopolitical situation, which obviously you know much more better than me, we have to take advantage of the interest of the blue economy in this kind of activities.
Thank you. That's a very difficult question. In my opinion, the key point is to first sit and think about what is happening in the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. And for example, the biodiversity crisis is something that is real in a number of places around the world, around the islands, coral reefs. But in the Baltic Sea, the biodiversity is rising still. We are getting 3 new species per year, nothing left, nothing was lost, no extinction of species in the Baltic. The same for the North Sea. So the common notion is that it's like an environmental collapse, which is not. The sea is changing, and that's the biggest problem, that people are frustrated because there is a lack of cod, and they want to introduce the cod, and they want to introduce the measures. Sorry, it's a global warming, and the Baltic is warming extremely fast. So we are losing cod because the sea gets too warm, and we cannot combat it in any foreseeable future. And so these are very important things, because the politicians, they love to act, they love to introduce measures, they love to show some acting, while we shall look rather for the nature-based solution, sit, wait and observe, and then decide what is possible, what's doable, and what is just a waste of money and effort, like a fight against the erosion, which is common along the southern coast of the Baltic. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, politicians, they want to be re-elected. This is a problem because their term is 4 years, and our thinking is a little bit long. Okay, I want to continue what was told us by Marcin, because I think that the first priority to my mind is looking what will be the impact of all what we are doing in the sea, long-term impact. So for example, we are talking about new installations, and usually the key issue is ecological impact. But it will have much more. It will have an impact on local culture, on morphology of the coast, on even I would say winds, current, everything. So this should be researched, and we need new research and continuous research. I would say maybe not new, but continuous. The second issue is that for me, sea space, I'm a planner, so perhaps I'm biased. So sea space is scarce, so it's something which is very valuable for me. So I think that we should not develop it entirely. We should leave possibility for the future generation to do something. So from this point of view, for example, this multi-use concept is great, but with multi-use, we did a lot, but still we have huge challenges. So for example, how to bring private sector to the multi-use, how to give them incentives. Also now in Poland, the new question of this sustainable aquaculture. So we should research all this, and we should secure this space for future generations. And of course, the last is trivial. We need money. We need money for research, for spatial planning, for all of this. And why we need it? Because sometimes we have a feeling, okay, we fulfilled the EU obligations. So for example, we have a plan. But it's the beginning, it's not the end. So now we should look how this plan should be modified because of the security, total defense issues. It's totally new. I read yesterday a paper how wind farms can contribute to the security of Poland. So it's totally new thing. So we need to go into these innovative areas. And the same is with climate change. Perhaps we should also look on this biodiversity issue you said. So all this requires efforts from different entities, not only researchers. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm totally impressed. Such an info pack, actually, from you in just half an hour. I think you share my impression that each of my guests not only was very clear in his remarks, but also each of them defined a pertinent diagnosis from his own point of view. So I just think that it was a very promising introduction for this wonderful conference, which is about to start. Thank you very much.
Okay, Jacek was talking about long-term planning and long-term impact. Now, for the next few minutes, I would like to sort of give you a few instructions about short-term, very short-term actions, in a sense, how to behave over the course of the next 1.5 days. So, a few house rules. Normally we have a paperless event, but this wonderful little leaflet here, yeah, this is really sort of essential. For once, we would really like to ask you to pick it up and actually also to read it, because you will find wonderful information there, not only, you know, the titles of the workshops and where you should go and when you should be there, and please be also respectful to all those who have organized these workshops, that even though it's always the most important, the coffee breaks and the bilateral talks, that you actually come in time to these workshops, and that you also sort of don't lead them, but that you really sort of, you know, contribute to them, because they are key in order to sort of define the next roadmap, to define the next action points, okay? And what you will also find in this wonderful program is actually the many, many institutions and projects, the people who have actually contributed to this arena prior to that it actually also already takes place. And I would really like to extend a big thanks and thank you to all these projects which are not only contributing with the knowledge and having organized the workshops, getting sort of the speakers organized, but where we actually also have achieved now always a new concept in these arenas of crowdfunding. Because this arena is not financed by BlueMissionBANOS on its own. We have contributions from, you know, NCBR, from the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, but actually also, you know, 20 different projects. And I think this is also always an achievement that we sort of can collaborate on this one. So please take a look on who are the sponsors. And then actually also, when you are walking out, then actually, you know, it's nice to sit in the sunshine, but there is also an important room next door, and you will find sort of, you know, really exhibition stands of these organizers, these projects, etc. And most importantly, because Jacek was also saying, well, what we actually always need is money, and a way of sort of showing that you're appreciating sort of the finance, and that you also really need this finance for ocean and water actions, is to actually sign the charter. And, you know, you will have today or tomorrow, it's not difficult to sign the charter, the option to sort of simply go there to the Mission Implementation Platform stand or to the BlueMissionBANOS stand, because it is very important to sign it in order to showcase that this is sort of, you know, a matter of distribution of resources. And, you know, for in some cases for the other missions which are sort of on land, it is easier to sort of get sort of the signatures to the mission charter. But it is important, this is your voice to showcase, listen, decision makers, politicians, in terms of the distribution of financial resources, we really also signed the charter for the mission ocean. So please do this. It takes you really not much time to do so, to showcase that you are supporting that. Okay, and another point. On this program, you find a password, and it was not deliberate that there was sort of, a spelling mistake in this password so that you could not go into the internet and that you have to really follow sort of, listening to us. It was not deliberate because we will actually need you to sort of get onto the Wi-Fi. So I would like to point out that the password for the next 1.5 days' time is the Sligo Hotels, but the H has to be written in capital letters, okay? So it has to be written in capital letters, and then you can actually also access Slidos, etc., many things which are very important for the coming days. And social media is also something which is important. So if you want to sort of, share that we are sitting here and that you're not only sharing that the sun is shining, but please share the actions, the solutions which are sort of, brought about here. Use it with hashtag #MissionArena4. And with that, I would like to invite you to actually now walk out of this wonderful room, enjoy the sunshine, go and sort of, stroll around and actually meet somebody new. Meet somebody new and talk to each other. This is the whole point of arenas. We had wonderful panel discussions, but in the workshops, it's about you. And in the program, you will find action points. These action points are only suggestions. They are supposed to change as a result of the workshops. Okay? Thanks a lot. Walk out and be back in half an hour's time. Thanks.
Hello. Hey. Yes. Okay. Yeah, with Stefan. Yeah. No worries. 2 more are coming in.